Everyone, this is David, Fairly Secret Music. So I'm doing a reaction video for Chris's over at Vinyl Transmission. He did a video that was 5 bands you would want to see in basically any era, like you missed them or they don't exist anymore, and or at least that's what I got from the video that he put. Just going back in time and seeing bands that you missed. So, and then there's like a thing about posters, and I'm not really a poster guy, so he had mentioned something in his video that I'm gonna bring you into the other room and show you. First band, though, I would love to have seen is Seduce. They're a Michigan band. I would have loved to see them on the Too Much Ain't Enough era tour. I guess they still play around New Year's in Michigan, but I'm never getting out there. Probably, if I do, I'll visit Chris, I hope. But I loved this band. They were so great. They have 2 albums. This is their second one. This one is by far the better one, but the first one is really good too. I just know this one front to back. 88 would be Lion. I believe this was 80. No, this was 88 also. So this came out in 87, but I would love to see the 88 tour or the shows that they did. I found a set list of their stuff from 88, and that thing looked awesome. It was basically this whole album with some of the newer stuff and a couple covers. The guitarist and the singer, Cal Swan and Doug Ulrich on guitar, were in a band called Bad Moon Rising. I would like to see them too, but they ended up doing covers around the eras that I could find set lists, so I thought, no, I'll go with Lion instead. And if you don't know who Lion is, of course, they did the Transformers theme song from the cartoon movie. I could have seen them on this tour with Damn the Machine, which was Chris Poland and his brother and 2 other guys. Chris Poland, of course, is from Megadeth. I think still the best lead guitarist they ever had. But I could have seen them on the Outer Limits tour, Voivod. I was too busy with my girlfriend at the time. What an idiot. This was the last time, well, it was the only time that they had that bass player, the guy who played on this album that I know of. And Piggy was still alive, and I could have seen them with Piggy. I totally missed them. I was on a guest list in 2011 to go see them, and I forgot that I was on the damn list. So not only do you get them playing Outer Limits stuff around 93, but you also get Angel Rat and Nothing Face and Dimension Hatros, which were the 3 before this album. Yeah, it would have been a perfect time to go see them, and I screwed that totally up. I am going to see them next Tuesday, but there is no Piggy. There is no, I think his name was Jean-Pierre on bass. Although I do like the new guitarist and the new bass player, you just cannot replace Piggy. I think this new guy does a great job, but this would have been a perfect concert. Dark Angel. Most people know who Gene Hoglan is. This was the first band that I know of him being in, and this is during the era that Ron Reinhardt sang, and I am one of the few people that think Ron Reinhardt was way better than their other singer or singers. Look at these guys. They look like they could put on a hell of a show. Look at Gene Hoglan. Just a monster. That guy's awesome. Oh, look at Ron Reinhardt. Yeah. That would have been a great show. This is a Russian thing. It has this type that says license for sale only in Russian Federation. But it is licensed through Century Media, so I don't know. It sounds and looks great. So it's one of the few like Russian bootlegs that I have, along with Catechism, Temple of Knowledge. This would have been an amazing show. They played before this album came out at a place called Spanky's with Overkill. I think that was on the Years of Decay tour for Overkill. I was not 21, so I couldn't go see it. And then there's this band. They are called Sira from Poland. They had 2 albums. I would love to see them on this era because not only do they get to play this stuff, but they would have played this. They had, I think, 7 members in the band. Let's see. Yeah. They had guitar, viola, bass, I want to say keyboards. This guy did guitar with death metal vocals. This guy did the regular clean vocals. And then this guy was drummer, I think. I'm not sure exactly. They did switch out guitarists by the time they got to this one. And the singer had a really low voice, like a Peter Steele. There's a song on here called Rhea. It's spelled R-H-E-A. And he sings, to understand the stream of words that in one moment subside into silence, only to be ignored, or something like that. I can't remember exactly what he says. But, man, he had that kind of Peter Steele, the ooh, kind of going on, and I loved them. They're so great. They're from Poland, but I will never be able to see them. They did do a reunion. They were gonna do an album. They did at least 1 single, and that had like 2 different songs on it. They were a little different at that point, but these 2 albums are fresh. Like, this one is more in the goth, or not the goth, the doomy type stuff, like in that My Dying Bride vein, and this got a little proggier. So yeah, Sira. So I'm not really a poster guy. You're gonna come with me into this room, and well, I do have some Marillion posters, and a Thought Industry poster, and a Fates Warning poster. That Fates Warning poster, I have 2 versions of that, and 1 is signed, but Chris mentioned that he played bass, and so I thought I would show a couple of my basses that are fretless. First one we have here is called a Wish bass. Look at this headstock. That thing is thick as the neck on this one feels almost like a baseball bat because there is no truss rod in here. It just has a volume and an input. And I just noticed that this I really wish this string was up just a little. But it's really hard to adjust because it has no truss rod and it has a fixed bridge, almost like a, what do you call it? A upright bass. And this is kind of, I'll just play it without plugging it in at first. Well, I should say without turning it on. I'm getting buzz with this one on the G string, but let's see. I'll just play original stuff so it doesn't get screwed up and taken down. Here, let me put it on. You're gonna get some buzz, but it is what it is. Let's see. And, oops. There's the buzz. So, just a weird original. There's, let me see. I haven't played in a while. I have another thing that I'm working on that goes. There. That has buzz. I don't know why my... See, when I put my hand on that, there's some short or something in there. I have to check the wiring. So that is the one bass. These things are kind of roughly done with no real finish done to them, and sometimes they will have like imperfections in the wood that he just leaves, like this right here. Sometimes you get like little wormholes or whatever, but I really like it. I like it because it sounds like a upright bass and plays like a electric bass. And when you plug it direct, I don't get a lot of that buzz. I have a second fretless bass. This used to have frets, but I have a friend that did guitar repair, does guitar repair for a living, and he took out all the frets, and if you look, there's fret markers, but there's no frets. So this one is a 24 deluxe Fender Jazz bass. It is Korean made, but it sounds really awesome. It has what they call a slap switch, pickup selector, volume, mids, highs, and lows. And I usually crank the low and do the mids and the highs kind of in the middle. Let's see how this one sounds. I'm sorry if this doesn't get picked up all that much, but let's see. Oh, there we go. I don't want to play other people's music because I don't want the video to get taken down. Let me think. Let's see. That other thing that I was playing before, on this one, sounds like this. yeah, so that is the fretless bass that I have. Oh, I also have and then that first thing I was playing was, and if I play way up here, you get really. I haven't played bass in a long time. It's probably been like 4 or 5 months. So, but that is my Fender fretless bass, and Chris, I highly recommend fretless basses. They are so fun to play. And if you get your first one, I suggest getting one with the lines, because then you know you have to play right where that fret line is. If you get one without lines, you basically will just have the dots marking it, and then you have to remember that you have to play kind of between dots and stuff like that. But you probably already know that. So, all right. Hopefully that was a what do you call it? A reasonable substitution for posters. So, take it easy. Thanks. Bye.